You're a senior in high school or junior in high school, sophomore, or even a freshman, and you're thinking about playing college football or basketball or some sport at the next level. There's a couple of things we need to talk about before you do that. One, are you aware of who is responsible for your recruiting? No, it is not just high school coach. It is definitely you and your parent or parents. So always keep that in mind. It is not the high school coach's job to get you recruited. However, they do help and they do assist and they do have resources that you may not have. So make sure that you have spoken to your coach and told them exactly what it is you want to do post high school when it comes to athletics. Have that conversation, but it's ultimately your responsibility. Second, are you aware of your GPA? Your GPA is extremely, extremely important. Your GPA can determine, are you eligible for NCAA athletic scholarships? Do you know what the minimum is? It's 2.3. Now, I will tell you this, if you have a 2.3 GPA, you are eligible, but please strive for higher than that. That's a lot of money on the line, and depending on where you go, it may not be a full scholarship. Athletics only may pay part of it, and the higher your GPA is, that can also lend you in the way of academic scholarships as well to help supplement. The second thing, have you taken your SAT, ACT? And also with that, if you haven't, get with your counselors to make sure you know when the next ACT, SAT is. Make sure you take some prep, get the idea of what's on that test, and also take a look at whatever school or college or university that you're interested in and see what their minimum requirements are for ACT, SAT. All right, you still with me? All right, the next thing I need you to do is make sure you have signed up for NCAA eligibility. And where you do that at, you go to the NCAA Eligibility Center. You can do that online. And also look at NAIA Play. If you don't know what NAIA is, and you really should take a look at that. It's comparable to NCAA Division II. Again, that's another thing we could talk with your coaches about and your counselors and kind of get an idea of what they are. NAIA also give athletic scholarships. There are some schools, NCAA Division III, that may not give athletic scholarships, but they also have academics, so make sure you take a look at that. Second, do you have a social media page? Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, so make sure that you have a social media page designed to promote you as an athlete. Be careful what you name that your social media page. Be careful with the things that you say and you put on your social media, because they are a reflection of you. Not all the time they're a direct reflection, but they are a reflection of you. And this is the way colleges and recruiters communicate with the student athlete a lot these days. So make sure you are mindful of the things that you put there. Okay. Next, do you have Huddle? Do you have Huddle at your school? I'm a big fan of Huddle. I know there are other platforms, but Huddle is a place where you can, design your highlight film. I know it's really easy. You can send the link, and you can give that recruiters and coaches, and they can easily find, and take a look at, who you are and what you are as an athlete. So check and see if your school has Huddle. If not, then find out what they have, and you move on from there. All right. Other thing I would tell you to do is you find a school that you're interested in, or you have an interest. Like it could be any school, your dream school. Definitely take a look at some schools that aren't necessarily your dream school, but also go to their website and look for an athletic questionnaire. That helps you get on the radar, gives you an idea of what the school looks like, via their internet and so on, online platforms. Check it out. They may have questionnaires. A lot of the questionnaires are different, so there may be like 3 or 4 different types. So take a look at it. You may have to get some help, because they do ask questions about your parent that you may not be able to answer. So check that out. Look into that. All right, gave you some things to get started with. I hope that's helpful, but I would definitely encourage you and urge you to talk with your coach and let them know what your dreams are, what your aspirations are at the high school. But remember, it's not totally their responsibility. Should they help? Yeah, they should. Most good coaches would, and they'll help with that. They'll point you in the right direction. But ultimately, it is your responsibility. Hey, good luck. You got this.